And then you need to know the wall thickness, the volume, the wall thickness of it, and a few other things on there, so all your calculations are correct. That all has to be on your proven report, and it should say somewhere on that proven report what table you're using for all your calculations. Like I said, this one, all of them basically have the same thing. This one right here is, like I said, it's ProveIt. For this, it should have on there name of the company that owns the meter, who's doing the ProveIt report, okay? And obviously this ain't Omaha, but the where the location is, so you can identify where it's at, where that meter's at. Some of them will have it where you can print in the person doing it, that's me, the person doing the proving, and then the person witnessing it. Every report should be signed. That way everybody that's downstream knows that two people were there, who witnessed it, who proved the meters, okay? If you don't sign it, it wasn't done, right? As far as in office goes. Next thing we want to talk about. We'll get a pointer, I'm telling you.
You don't have to really show.
No,
Talk about temperature, pressure,
yeah, that's what I'm doing.
what you're trying to find.
Well, let's go through the meter first. Next thing they need to know is everything about that meter. What brand it is, the model number. Like I said, it should have a serial number on it. If not, something needs to go in here to identify that meter, okay? What table of calculations you're using. That way, there's a reference point. Somebody knows you're actually using the table. If it's API or your standards up here. How you're calculating it. The main important thing is the K factor. Every meter has a K factor, and that's pulses per liter, or pulses per meters cubed. In my case, barrels or gallons. Every meter has that K factor, and you need to know exactly what that K factor is. So you can put it in your proven report, so all your calculations are going off of that. Next thing is you need to make sure that when they give you a K factor, that's the actual K factor they have in their Omni or their flow computer, because you have to be comparing apples to apples. If I'm using a different K factor than they are, then the proven's not very good. It's not going to correct it. Next thing that needs to be on a proven report, like I said, I use 0.5% repeatability. You can use uncertainty. I mean, there's all kinds of versions that you can use. Most people use the 0.05% uncertainty or the 0.027, 0.05 repeatability, 0.027 uncertainty. Okay? We'll use repeatability because that's what.
Yeah, a lot of people are going towards the 0.02% uncertainty. So instead of needing to get 5 and 05, right, you could use 10. So you're getting more information, and then you're compiling that information, and it could be 0.1. And you know you're still going to have a good meter factor using that uncertainty. And it's more and more people.
Yeah, the next thing you need to have on a proven report is what kind of prover it is. So you can get that report, identify that this was the prover that was used, and it's the water draw you have. Because everybody should have a copy of the water. If they have a third party come in, you should be keeping a copy of the water draw, so you know that it's in specs. The name, this is my prover, is the name of the prover and a unit number. If it's unidirectional or bidirectional, maybe that's the ball prover. Serial number, what it's calibrated at. This is just a reference for the flow computer. You need to know all this information right here so it can do the correct calculations on the proven report. Okay? You need to know the pipe ID, the wall thickness, what kind of material it is, so that way you use the coefficient of expansion correct. All that stuff's correct. So if they're off here a little bit, your meter proven will be off. It'll come in and look perfect, but it's not correct because the calculations are not correct. On the compact prover, only one prover, the Brooks, has two volumes. They have an upstream and a downstream. Everybody else's, the volume is the same on the front and the back. So that's why my upstream and downstream say the same thing. And it doesn't matter if I'm using upstream or downstream. I don't have to change mine because it's the same calculation. But if you're witnessing something and it's a Brooks, make sure they know if the meter is upstream or downstream from you. So that way you get the correct calculations, okay? Because it'll come in, but it'll be off because they use the wrong volume. It's just something to witness. And on this, we're just using water, but you want to make sure they have the correct product in there. The correct product, gravity, if they're giving you an API gravity or they're giving you a density, that's all correct in there. Because that'll throw your meter proving off. And if it's if they're running off of a densitometer, that needs to be set in there, that densitometer, and when it's calibrated and stuff like that. On all of my jobs, they give me an API gravity or density. In this case, it's water, which is 1. And fire that here.
Okay, now we're actually going to prove a meter right here for you guys. A lot of trouble. But we've got a 2-inch micro-motion meter behind the curtain over here. Maybe you can see it. It's right over there. We've got water, and we've got a pump that runs in this prover through the meter and back into the water source. We're actually going to prove this meter. What do you have it set at?
It's set at running that same proof.
How many passes?
5 out of 5 is what I got to set at. 105% repeatability. If you ever witnessing a meter proof, make sure you witness this right here. That the temperature and the pressure that's reading is correct in the flow computer. Like this one right here, I could have an offset in it from the last one and your meter factor be off. Make sure that's correct. It might say 60 degrees back there, but I have an offset in there, it might say 65, which it'll prove, but it'll be incorrect meter factor. Okay? So always, everybody comes out and they bump that gauge back there, but nobody ever walks up and checks my prover. They shouldn't even worry about that gauge back there. They just need to put their thermal well in and walk up there to see whatever flow computer I have, what it's reading on the inside. Because these are the calculations that's going off. Now there might be some interference or something that is getting bad reading. Normally on the temperature of the meter, the pressure of the meter, I get that from them. Some people get live feed, but I get that from them. In this case, we're just going to put the same temperature in.
67.
Yeah, 67.7.
Well, yeah, 667. That's too high, man.
Is it?
4.6 psi.
What was this one? 67, 7.
67.7. So that's critical because now you're doing a correction, but not just so if everything's exactly the same, there's no correction. But if the temperature and pressure at the meter is slightly different than the prover, there is going to be a correction that happens to that meter. It'll be probably small, but there's still going to be a correction. So it's always important to make sure you have the meter temperature and pressure as well as the prover temperature and pressure. Because then you're getting a correction and you're changing your meter factor. Let's go ahead and hit it.
Yep.
Let's see how it works.
What I talked about earlier on you want to make sure when they give you a flow rate, ask them what the flow rate is, and make sure you're darn close to it, okay? Because on ProveIt, it gives you 2 different flow rates. This is a flow rate that runs off your K factor, okay? Now, when you get a K factor, when it's proven, it's never exactly the same, but it's good. So when it makes a pass, and we're running awful slow as you can see, when it makes a pass, it'll give me the exact flow rate of the pass. Because it's taking the volume times the time that it.
If you guys want to just take a quick look, you can go look
Yeah.
at it, like how it works.
So this will continue. I gotta set it for 5 out of 5, and then go up to 20 passes if I need it. So right here now we're running basically a 0003, 1.003 on the meter factor.
Just keep your fingers out of the cabinet.
Yeah, keep your fingers out of the cabinet because I've been without mine longer than you guys, so I might just put it in my pocket, take it with me. But should I start a proof as soon as I get there hook up slow? No. I do see some people get impatient and they want to make sure that that temperature on your prover is stabilized. We would like to see it the same exact temperature, but a lot of times, especially on portable proving, they might have a meter inside of a building that's heated, and then you're outside and the prover just won't temp in. It'll stabilize, but it won't temp in. So I have done some that are.
Right there, the flag's coming up now.
Oh, there, yeah.
Now
Okay.
we'll start counting
So
pulses.
this is, okay.
And then stop counting.
You always,
Okay.
in my house,
Pulses,
big over here,
meter pulses,
area, anybody
temperature,
else,
project
you know, we can-
Yeah.
come up.
I can.
Okay. Yeah.
I pull some basic products and more. I can get a meter factor.
Whatever the number is.
So we want to see 60, if we know it's 60 there, that meter, but it's 60.
Right. Okay.
Right now, let's prove that. I need a repeatability of
What am I trying to say? It's really about manufacturing precision and then.
Not every time you'll get 5 straight runs, 5 out of 5. Okay? More times than not, for some reason, the first pass usually kicks out just because something ain't stabilized in or something like that. But best case is if you get 5 out of 5. Some people run the uncertainty where they go 3. They can go 3 to 20 passes. Whenever it gets to .027, they'll accept it. One thing you gotta watch out for a lot of times, like I said, when you're witnessing something, is that when the guy's proving, he should be every pass, he should be glancing at his temperatures and his pressure. Okay, make sure that nothing is went south, and most of all, you should be glancing, make sure nothing's leaking. You can have a drip between your meter and your prover, and if it's a constant drip or a constant run, there's a good chance it'll come in. It'll be close to your .05, but it can come in, but you're not counting everything. Okay, so and if you're running a 4-way or some kind of seal, you want to make sure that seal is sealed and nothing's bypassing your seals. Right now, this will come out at 5 runs at .07, 007. So that's pretty much a perfect proof. Normally, what I do, I bump it against the last